Hey guys, I have to really apologize this week. I hope that you all got my email I sent out yesterday. Um, I know this video is super late. It's a Wednesday. I do apologize, but the only excuse I can offer up is that I wasn't feeling too well last week, if you remember my video, and then that not feeling well turned into a head cold this weekend. Um, Much better now, but still got a little bit of it in my voice. Um, I guess, I didn't have the energy to get this done. So it's getting up now. I sincerely thank you for your patience. I have not had anyone asking what happened to my video, whether that be because you aren't paying attention, don't care, or just because you know that I might need some extra time. So in any case, I appreciate it. Um, I did get a chance to look over what we did last week, and I will quickly tell you what we're going to do this week, or if you've already done it, which I imagine many of you have. But last week, I will say that watching the videos on the visual rhetoric, I really, really enjoyed them. I think you all did a pretty darn good job of it. And several of you had really great approaches to this visual rhetoric thing, especially if you're choosing to do, if you chose to do a video ad. It was really hard and is really hard not to get caught up in the audio and the different things that are going on. There's a lot to pay attention to. So lots of you offered up really great strategies for focusing on the visual rhetoric. Several of you chose to do print ads, which there's nothing but visuals in print ad, and someone else chose to watch a commercial in another language, which was even better, because then you can't, if you don't speak that language, you don't know what they're saying. But then even in those cases, sometimes the tone of voice and speed of the speech can get us caught up. So I would give you one last suggestion that no one mentioned. If you're working on trying to focus on visual rhetoric for your projects, your ads for your projects, watch your ad. If you've got a video, watch your ad with the audio on mute. This way you have nothing but the visual. You don't know what's going on in the background, unless you've watched it so many times that by now that you have every sound and word that's spoken memorized. But the videos for last week were really great at being able to tune the other things out. We had the still ad for Pedigree dog food, a Levi's commercial, our Tampax commercial that's being used for someone's major project. The McDonald's McNuggets commercial was the one that was in another language. We had another print ad for Clear Scalp Health and Beauty. We had a political ad for Donald Trump. I believe we also had someone still doing their Clinton ad. And Coke ad. The lighting went weird there for a second. The Coke ad, the Skittles ad. So everyone is doing a great job of looking at the different things going on here. I think a few of you got caught up a little bit in all of the other things going on that weren't purely visual, which is great for your projects, just not so great for that video post last week. But some of the things I wanted to pick up on were talking about the clothing and the way that a specific character or characters or just people in the ad were set up. Like in the Tampax ad, you talked about how the one woman speaking was set up to represent the everyday woman. We had the Clear Scalp Health and Beauty ad with the tree in the background was supposed to remind us of the root of your hair being where everything starts and how it grows. The Coke ad was really good, talking about the different appeals to a certain audience, and I think a lot of you are making that connection, that the choices that are made are to help in aiming at a specific audience. That was really great. And then some of your real life examples, we had the favorite bar and how it's set up and organized to draw certain types of people, again playing on the audience. We had the post-it note with the haircut coupon relating not so much to the visual imagery here, but this was a good example of subtext, which is what you guys are focusing on in your blog for this, your video post for this week actually, the why question and the subtext there. And then we had someone talking about how we dress ourselves and the way that we're creating our own visual rhetoric in a way and playing off of that. And for that person, I actually will post a comment to your video. I have a suggestion of an essay for you to read if that's something you're interested in. And then someone mentioned the McDonald's Golden Arches and how that one visual cue is enough to bring up everything, every memory, every feeling, every sense that's ever been tied to McDonald's in our lifetime. Sorry, my lighting is going weird for some reason. I'll try to keep this going. On the blogs last week, a lot of you did a great job of following the questions in the step 3 and 4 from the post that I put up for you, or the links that I gave you. So keep on doing that. I'm going to try to get some comments up about those as I go back through. I skimmed through them and was looking to see if we'd hit on most of them. And a lot of you are really getting at the gender and the race issues going on. So what you're doing with this why question is really looking at the subtext and the hidden message, the hidden purpose maybe, of what the ads are doing or not doing, depending on the messages that they're sending that aren't obvious, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So good job on that. Keep pushing forward with those for your final paper. I want to again make clear, I think I mentioned to most of you in the conferences last week, but if you are working on your paper and you want some more feedback, if you can get them to me, I'm going to have to say by Friday at the latest, I would be willing to give you some feedback on where you've gotten with those so far. But this week, I'm trying to make my video short, so sorry if I'm not talking in depth about stuff. This week, our video is asking you to look at establishing evidence for any claims you make. So I ask you to go through your paper, look at areas where you make major claims. So highlight those, do whatever you want to make it clear where those are, and then go and see if you have evidence that establishes or helps to solidify these claims. So if you say that the ad you're working with demonstrates pathos, you have to tell me where. It's not enough, and you have to tell me how. It's not enough just to say it has pathos, has ethos, has logos. Many of you in the drafts that I looked at for the conferences last week were already doing this. I didn't see too many issues of people making statements and not backing them up. But the other thing you can do here, especially when you're getting into the why question, is bring in outside research, and I'm actually counting on you doing this. Where you can find this, first off, is to go back through some of our previous video and blog posts, and especially when we had essays from the book or from our textbook. Look at some of those, and if you think that they can prove useful in your own essay, if you haven't read them, make sure you read these essays, and then go ahead and use those as however you can use them in your essay as support. But part of this research stuff you're probably going to have to find on your own. So I gave you links in the video response page this week to the library research tutorials. There are videos that are up on there guiding you through the different steps. There's different instructions, and there is actually a video of one of the librarians doing a step-by-step research, step-by-step source search where they show you how to do the different steps in the process. So if you haven't worked with the library resources before, you might want to look at these, and if you have already done this kind of research and you need a refresher, make sure you use those resources as well. But the second part of using any kind of resource, of course, is to cite your sources. So what I gave you for this is the MLA, the Purdue OWL MLA citation page. And I did have a question from someone this week about what am I specifically talking about when I refer to MLA style. I'm not going to get nitpicky about paper formatting. Oh, by the way, let me clarify one other thing. My 6 pages, like the first thing that we did, is double spaced. So if you have 6 pages single spaced, you are definitely in the page range that you need to be. But the MLA formatting would govern that double spaced and certain other things, but what I really care about most is the citation style, the MLA citation. So the Purdue OWL website, Online Writing Lab, has pages for in-text citation as well as your works cited entries. So your works cited is like a bibliography if you did those before. MLA calls it works cited, and it's basically the entire citation for a source. So if it's a book, it's the author, the title of the book, the publisher, the year of publication, and that stuff. If it's online sources, they differ. So what you need to do for your citations is go to the Purdue OWL website if you don't know how to do the citation for that source. Use the menus along the side there's works cited and in text, and find the source that you are using. So if it's an online journal, they have a specific way to cite that. If it's an online website, then there's a different way to cite that. So make sure you know what the source you're using is first, and then find the citation style. And there's guidelines for the works cited, the end of the essay bibliography, and in text, which is the parentheses at the end of a sentence where you use a source. There we go with the changing lighting again. So make sure you have both of those, and if you are really confused, you've not done this before, please do take your best shot at it, and again, send me a draft or something and I can help guide you. But I do need those, if you want my extra feedback, I do need that no later than Friday. Otherwise, there's no way I'll be able to get you feedback before the essays due. So that's the video. You are going to go again with your main points, look for evidence, and then there's different parts like what was the best supported part of your essay, what part needs some work, and the questions are up on the video response page. For the blog then, we are entering our second round of grammar rule things. This time it's a blog post instead of a video like last time, but you're going to do the same thing. Again, you're only taking one rule, not all 3 that you might have chosen last time, and you're going to explain that one rule to us in your blog post. So this might be a little easier to explain. You would give the rule, the definition if it has one, and then provide as many examples or however you're going to explain it to us as needed. If you did, you chose the last one, 3 rules, and you were supposed to only explain one, but if you did all 3, you're welcome to choose a new rule this time. In fact, it might be easier if you do. So choose one rule and explain it to us in your blog. And then the only other thing coming up is the paper and process memo due next Monday, so there'll be another reminder of this in my next video check-in thing. The process memo, I just realized I had a link to it on the week 9 page for our blog, or for our WordPress, but it led you to the assignment page. So I don't know if that was just my foggy, not feeling well brain working there, but I did fix it just before I created this video. So check that again. It's a different set of questions than the last time, so make sure you're doing the right one. But the essay and the process memo are due at 5 o'clock Monday this time, because we do not have a holiday on Monday. And then next week we will have our introduction to our last project, which I will give you details on that next time. And we get started on that and do a bunch of stuff. And then we have a week off for spring break where I will not give you any new assignments for that whole week. So looking forward to that. I'm thinking you are too. I think that's all I've got for you this time around. Thank you again for your patience. This will not be a regular occurrence. I know last week I was late on Tuesday. This week it's Wednesday. I will get things better, try to get healthy and stay healthy. It's just that time of the semester where stuff is going around and I'm catching it. Yay! So, this will not be a regular occurrence. Thank you for your patience and have a good rest of your week. See you in a couple of days, actually. Bye.